I got a job teaching, and then my concern, I took the responsibility of the souls of my students very seriously. Very seriously. And I saw the sins that they were facing, and this is around the Advent. So this was the 2006 through 2009, around that time. Apple, Steve Jobs, great man, or at least I think he's got some things that I can look up to, some good qualities. Maybe not a great man, but this is the beginning of the iPhone, beginning of iPod Touch, where now teenagers, besides all of the normal temptations from the media, now they carry a pornographic bookstore in their pocket, or all the temptations that come with cell phones and media, that their parents give it to them. They have access to just bad things, especially when they're not, monitored. And so I was fighting a battle, but at the same time, I was growing spiritually. And the rosary is what I noticed. Once I started praying the rosary regularly, my life was like on rocket fuel. And so to help my teens out, my kids at the time, 12, 13, 14 years old, I began to put things on YouTube, not that I was in, just I would find talks, like from EWTN, the audio library. I'd put pictures, and I would say, oh, for your homework, you have to go on YouTube and watch this, because they'd go on YouTube and watch other stuff.
Of course.
And then so that's when I opened my first YouTube channel. So 2007, 2006 is when I started uploading things to YouTube.
Where were you teaching at this time?
At St. Lawrence Catholic School.
Okay.
And I went on a retreat. This was probably the biggest turning point of my life. I went on a spiritual retreat with a very holy, holy, holy priest. I believe he's a mystic. He founded several religious communities. And I went to confession with a priest who also had the gift of reading souls. And I made what's called a general confession. So where you confess your entire life.
Oh.
So you sit for like an hour. They give you the examination of conscience.
Yes.
Because, once you start being a good man, you think, I don't sin too much. But then when you look back on your entire life, maybe you've done something once a month or something, I don't know. And then you add that up over a lifetime. So I added up, I looked at my entire life, all of the evil things that I had done. And I confessed all of those. And so I was broken. When I was confessing that to him, my heart was just, I realized all the devastation, all the pain, all my ingratitude, all my everything. And so the priest says, you've hurt a lot of people. And I says, yes, Father, I did. And he says, do you want to make reparation and then let it go and never think about it ever again? And I said, I would love that. He said, how about this? As this is not your penance, but as an act of reparation, as a means of you interceding for everybody and giving it all to the Blessed Mother, pray 4 rosaries a day, pray the full rosary every day for 1 year. And at the end of that 1 year, you stop and you never think about it and you never feel guilty about it again, because in your praying the rosary, you did more good for them than the harm you did for them. And I said, do you believe that? I said, yes, Father, I believe that. And then but I was praying it before, but then it became a way of life. It became a way of life of this was my rule of life. And because things were skyrocketing for me, I was like, wow, this is gold. There's other moments where I really felt a divine call to promote it, but for me, this is my lifestyle.
Who was this priest?
So his name's Father Bing. He's colloquially known as Father Bing. He's from the Philippines. Father Edgardo Arellano. And he was cutting edge at the time. He was telling me things that were getting me in trouble, because he was saying, do you believe in Jesus is really in the Eucharist? And I said, yes, Father. The priest that I confessed with is a different priest, but at this spiritual retreat, I said, it's really there. He's like, okay, then you kneel for communion. And I said, what? Nobody's kneeling. This is at a time even before Pope Benedict was promoting kneeling. And he's like, and you shouldn't receive in the hand anymore. And I said, why, Father? Because you're treating Jesus in the Eucharist like regular bread. And I said, oh, wow. And so he was telling me all these things that at the time were unheard of. Like now you see people go to the TLM, they go to, this was 2006.
It was radical.
This was radical at the time. So this caused conflicts and frictions at my current employment at St. Lawrence because...
Oh, really?
Oh, wow. Well, your religion teacher, all of a sudden, he's a radical now. What is he doing? Now the kids are following his example. This is causing conflict. So I ended up leaving St. Lawrence, and I was hired at St. Teresa's in Sugar Land by the wonderful Father Reynolds, amazing man, a great, great mentor in my life.